Hello friends, welcome to Engineering Pandu. Today we will discuss about classification of geometric imperfections in metallic materials. Friends, classification and explanation of imperfections and the basis of this for numbering system. For classification of imperfections are mainly divided into 6 main groups. These groups are basically divided into cracks, cavities, solid inclusions, lack of fusion and penetration, imperfect shape and dimension, and miscellaneous imperfections. Friends, these are the basic imperfections in the welding, and we will see how the numbering system is defined for this. Friends, here the type of cracks are defined as a cracking phenomena occurring during the or after welding, and these cracks and types of cracks are listed in this video, and we will discuss about that. They are designated by numbers. When a full description of cracking is necessary, it is recommended that the combination of the classification numbers with the letters are indicated. Friends, then we have designations where a designation is required for an imperfection. It shall have, for instances, following structure: a crack. Let's say it is designated by 100, shall be designated as follows: imperfection ISO 6520-1-100. So this is how it is designated. Friends, if you have not subscribed to Engineering Pandu, please subscribe to Engineering Pandu. We will keep on discussing few technical things. Friends, let's say the reference number where it is indicated for cracks. So 100 is the designation for cracks. An imperfection produced by a local rupture in a solid state, which can arise from an effect of cooling or stresses. So after welding we have some kind of thermal expansion and contraction, and because of that cracks are formed after the welding. So that is to be indicated with 100, and in that then 1001 is defined for the micro crack. So crack visibly only under the microscope, that you cannot see without any kind of instrument. That crack is a micro crack, and that is to be designated with 1001. So here again in 101 there is a longitudinal crack. So crack essentially parallel to the axis of the weld. So this is the axis of the weld, and this crack you can see this is parallel to the axis. So this is defined as longitudinal crack, and if it is in the weld metal itself, then it is designated with 1011. Then if it is at the junction, you can see here weld at the weld junction, then it is 1012. If it is in the heat affected zone, then it is 1013, and if it is in the parent material, then it is 1014. Then we have 102 transverse crack. Here the crack essentially transverse to the axis of the weld. So this is the axis of the weld, then this is the crack which is transverse to the axis of the weld, and it can be situated in different location. So 1021, which is in the weld metal, you can see here this is in the weld metal. Then 1023 in the heat affected zone. These two lines indicates the heat affected zone, and here you can see this crack is in the heat affected zone. Then in the parent material, so outside heat affected zone there is a parent material where the crack can also form in the transverse direction, and it is 1024 when it is in the parent material. Then we have 103 radiating crack. Crack radiating from the common point. Here this is the heat affected zone. Here you can see 1031 is the radiating crack in the weld metal itself. Then 1033 is in the heat affected zone. Then 1034 is in the parent material. Then 104 is the crater crack. Here you can see crack in the crater at the end of the weld, which can be 1045 longitudinal, which is in the well itself. 1046 is the transverse crack. Then 1047 is the radiating crack, which can be radiating from the point in any direction. That is 1047. Then again we have 105 is the group of disconnected cracks. This is a group of disconnected cracks in any direction, you can see here. And 1051 is for disconnected group of cracks in the well metal itself. 1053 is in heat affected zone, and 1054 is in parent materials. Friends, then we have 106 branching cracks. Here you can see cracks, group of connected cracks originating from a common crack and distinguishable from the group of connected cracks 105, and from radiating cracks 103. And again it is, if it is situated in weld metal, it's 1061, in heat affected zone 1063, and 1064 in the parent material. Then we have 200, that is for cavity. So 201 is for gas cavity. Cavity formed by entrapped gas is designated with 201. Then gas porosity and gas cavity of essentially spherical bomb, that is 2011. Here you can see 2011. Then we have 2012, uniformly distributed porosity, number of gas pores distributed in a substantial uniform manner throughout the well, not to be confused with the linear porosity 2014 and cluster porosity 2013, that we will see next. So here you can see these are the porosity which is uniformly distributed 2012. Then 2013 is the cluster localized porosity, that means the group of gas pores having a random geometric distribution at one location, that is called cluster porosity, indicated with 2013. Then we have 2014 linear porosity. So here we have linear porosity, the row of gas pores situated parallel to the axis of the weld. So here the axis of the weld, and then it is parallel to the axis, so that's why it's called linear porosity. Then 2015 is the elongated cavity, so larger non-spherical cavity with its measured dimension approximately parallel to the axis of the weld. Here you can see 2015 is the elongated cavity. Then we have wormhole, so tubular cavity in weld metal caused by release of gas. The shape and position of the wormholes are determined by mode of solidification and the source of the gas. Generally they are grouped in cluster and distributed in herringbone formation. Some wormholes can break the surface of the weld. So here you can see 2016. So here also you can see how it is formed. Then we have surface pore 2017, gas pore that breaks the surface of the weld. So when gas pore is nearer to the surface of the weld and it breaks the surface, then it is indicated with 2017. Then 2018 is surface porosity appearing at the surface of the weld, single or multiple gas cavities that can break the surface of the weld. So surface pore is the only single pore where surface porosity is the single or appearing at different locations and that can break the surface of the weld. Then we have 202 shrinkage cavity. Cavity due to shrinkage during the solidification is indicated with 202. 2021 is the interdentate shrinkage, elongated shrinkage cavity that can contain entrapped gas formed between dentries during the cooling. Such an imperfection is generally found in perpendicular to the weld surface. Here you can see 2021. Then we have 2024 crater pipe. So crater pipe is the shrinkage cavity at the end of the weld and not eliminated before, during, subsequent weld run. So here you can see 2024, this is the shrinkage cavity at the end of the weld run. Then we have 2025 and crater pipe. Here you can see open crater with a hole reducing the cross section of the weld. Then we have 300 solid inclusion. Solid foreign substances entrapped in the weld metal. Here you can see foreign substances are entrapped, and when it is linear it is indicated with this is 3 subclass is 301 slag inclusion. So solid inclusion in the form of slag. So slag inclusion can be 3011 when it is linear, 3012 when it is isolated, and 3013 when it is clustered at one location. Then we have 400 lack of fusion and penetration. In 400 we have 401 lack of fusion, lack of union between the weld metal and the parent material or between the successive layer of the weld metal. So it can be 4011 lack of side wall fusion. Here you can see the side wall is not fused completely, that is indicated with 4011. Then lack of inter run fusion, 4012. Here you can see inter run is not fused completely. Then 4013 lack of root fusion. Here you can see the root is not completely fused. Then here you can see the root is not completely fused, 4013. Then we have 4014 is the micro lack of fusion. So here you can see 4014. Then we have 402 incomplete penetration or lack of penetration. Difference between the actual and the nominal penetration. Here you can see 402. And then we have 4021 is the incomplete root penetration. One or both fusion phases of the root are not melted. Here you can see two phases are not melted. Here also you can see the two phases are not melted. Then we have 403 spiking. Extremely not uniform penetration occurring in the electrobeam or laser welding, giving a sawtooth appearance, and this can include cavities, cracks, shrinkages, etc. Here you can see shrinkage. Then we have 500 imperfect shape. So imperfect shape of the external surfaces of the weld or defective joint geometry. 501 is the undercut, irregular groove at the top of a run in the parent material or in previous deposited weld metal. Here you can see subclass of 501, 5011 continuous undercut of a significant length without interruption. Here you can see 5011. Here you can see there is undercut on both the sides. Then we have 5012 intermittent undercut. Here you can see from the side when there is an intermittent cut, then it is 5012. Shrinkage grooves, here you can see there is a shrinkage in between, so this is to be designated with 5013. Then we have 5014 interpass undercut in longitudinal direction between the weld run. Here you can see. Then 5015 is the local intermittent cut. Here you can see from the top. Then short undercut irregularly spaced on the side or on the surface of the weld runs. Then we have 502 excess weld metal, reinforcement of the butt weld on the face is too large. Here you can see one is the normal. Then we have 502 which is excessive. Then 503 is the excessive convexity. Reinforcement of the fillet is too large. Here you can see this is the normal case and this is the 503 where excessive convexity is there. Then we have 504 excessive penetration. Here you can see reinforcement of the butt weld on the root side is too large. This can be 5041 local excessive penetration, 5042 continuous excessive penetration, 5043 excessive melt throughout. Here you can see 5043. Then we have 505 incorrect weld toe, too small an angle between the plane of the parent material surface and a plane tangential to the weld run surface at the toe of the weld. Then 5051 is the incorrect weld angle, here you can see alpha. Too small an angle between the plane of the parent material surface and a plane longitudinal the weld surface at the top of the weld. Then incorrect O radius, here you can see 5052, that is also too small. So then 506 is the overlap, excessive weld metal covering the parent material surface but not fused to it. So 5056 is the toe overlap, here you can see 5061. 5062 is the root overlap, here you can see the root is overlap at the weld root. Then 507 is the linear misalignment, here you can see misalignment between the weld pieces such that they are not in the same required parallel plane even though their surfaces planes are parallel. This can be linear misalignment between the plates 5071 and linear misalignment between the tubes 5072. Then we have angular misalignment between the two welded pieces such that their surface planes are not parallel or at the intermittent angle. Then 509 is the sagging, weld metal collapse due to gravity. Here it can be 5091 sagging in the horizontal position, here you can see the weld metal is sagging. Then 5092 sagging in the flat overhead position. Then sagging in the fillet weld 5093, here you can see the weld position. 5094 is the sagging mounting at the end of the weld. Friends, then we have weld cracking E, and it can be denoted with E. Then A, hot cracks, solidification cracks, then liquefaction crack, precipitation crack, induced crack, and edge hardening crack, cold crack. These are the how it can be indicated as per the standard. So this is in general video. I hope you will like and enjoy learning, and this is aiming at sharing the knowledge and learning. I hope you will like it. Thank you very much and happy learning.